Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Nisi. Oh yeah, I have pineapple juice today. Today there is no wine. I'm doing a little bit of cleansing. So pardon me if you were really looking forward to seeing a glass of wine with me today. But this is delicious. I made it myself. So today I want to talk about Airbnbs. And today I'm going to just tell you a couple of stories about my experiences with Airbnbs, and then afterwards, I make my emphasis. But if this is your first time, on my channel, please welcome to my channel. First of all, welcome, and please do not hesitate to hit the subscribe button. You can even click on you see the little bell by the side. You can just turn it on, so anytime I post a video, it will just alert you that, hey, Nisi baby just posted a video, okay? Then you run to my channel and you watch it. And please, I'm all up for comments. I love it when people tell me how they feel about my video, how I look, and basically about the topics that I'm talking about, because it makes me feel like you guys are really in sync with me. So I don't want to take so much time talking about this, but please, emphasis on subscribe and comment and like. So I'm just going to go right into the video with my first story. So first of all, before I start my story, I heard the idea of Airbnb and I went to read about it, and I was like, oh wow, this concept is really great. Because from what I read about, Airbnb is a platform that helps people who are traveling to be able to find places that are cheaper and more affordable on trips they take, meaning cheaper than hotels, because not everybody can afford to stay in 5-star hotels or 4-star hotels. So it's to make it cheaper and affordable and accessible to people all over the world, and also to give this host an opportunity to also make money, meet people, and be able to, it gives them an opportunity to just dive into the hospitality industry without even paying an arm or a leg for it. And so when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is very impressive. I mean, it's a great deal. And when Airbnb started, it was actually relatively cheap. People were getting places for $10 US, 15, 20, 25. If it's really really fancy, it would be 30, 35, 40. But now that's not the case. Airbnb has become even more pricier than hotels. So then I tend to ask myself, what is the purpose of Airbnb? I've had horrible experiences, and I won't lie, I've had great experiences, and I've met really nice people on Airbnb, I mean the host. But then but I've had a lot of downsides with it. Now, aside the fact that Airbnb has become pretty competitive with the hotel prices, if not more expensive sometimes in certain cities, the fact is that they haven't really taken their time to, vet their host. They don't have any customer relations officer, or what would I say, a supervisor, yes, to go around and really review these places. I mean, come on, you guys are making a shitload of money. Why can't you hire a couple of people? It's a great opportunity to give more jobs to people. Hire a couple of people in all of these countries that you're operating at, and just say, hey, this is your job. You get up at least every week, you visit 4 to 5 hosts and check out their apartments or rooms, whatever they're advertising, and see if it is exactly as stated on the app. But no, Airbnb doesn't do that. It's just being cheap and just believing anything and everything that the hosts tell you. Now, I'll start with the fact that on Airbnb platform, you're going to find racist hosts, and I mean it, really racist hosts. The first story was, so I got an Airbnb in South Africa. Now I have kind of a unique name. Yeah, I know. Let me not blow my trumpet too much. I have a unique name, and my name is cute. And you know, a lot of people do not know whether my name is English or African. They can't really say, and a lot of them try to, you know, they can't make a face to the name. So at the time, I didn't have a profile photo on my Airbnb profile, so I booked up this accommodation in Cape Town. And when I got there, you won't believe what I saw with my own two eyes. Like, this woman was literally, like, she was nice to me on the chat. I didn't call her on the phone, so she didn't hear my voice to make it out that, okay, I'm probably African. No. So we were chatting all the while on the app, yeah? And then I got there and she saw me and she was highly disappointed. Like, it was written all over her face, and she was like giving me that vibe like she didn't want me there. She was even saying it indirectly. She's like, well, you know, you can always cancel the booking and find someplace else to stay. And I'm like, but why though? Because I booked this place, didn't I? So why are you suggesting that I cancel the booking? And she's like, well, you know, because this area, and she kept on giving excuses. And from everything I could see, this woman just didn't want me there because I was black, and she didn't want to host an African. Now, if Airbnb had done their homework properly, things like this could be avoided. It could be spotted right on time. I mean, you are not supposed to choose the race of people you would want to host. I don't know if you understand. You're supposed to be, if you're going to be in the hospitality industry, it means that you have to have your hands wide open, very receptive to whoever. It doesn't matter whether they are black, red, purple, or green. And I really felt very disappointed. I almost didn't spend the night there, but I was like, yo, you're not gonna make me feel uncomfortable and run away without, you know, sleeping where I paid for. Because I did ask her, okay, are you going to refund my money if I go? And she was like, oh, well, no, because you paid for it. But, you know, like, we are Africans, and we know we really prefer to have, you know, people like us around. I thought you were a white girl. And I was like, oh, wow. So I didn't refuse to stay there because I paid for it, and I wanted her to feel so uncomfortable not sleeping there, since that was what she wanted to do to me. Now that's one. Secondly, if Airbnb can look at some of these apartments and see if they are really apartments, if they are really rooms, because some people state that they have a self-catering apartment, a full kitchen, a room, a sitting room, a toilet and everything, and then you go there and to your greatest disappointment, these things are not as described, and they just make a photo, so they capture it in such a way that it entices you, and you click on it and you pay for it, and then when you go back and then you want a refund, they tell you, oh, well, you can get your first night off, you already paid. So the second one is in Namibia. So I got an Airbnb in Namibia. Nice neighborhood though. It was around Arrows. It was a very nice quiet neighborhood. It was kind of like up the hill, so it's like way the other side of Arrows, and closer to the mountains. She said it has a nice view on the app, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the view was to die for. That it was beautiful. You could see the sunset, the mountains, and it was very quiet. And then I was like, oh wow, this is nice, you know, with a pool and everything. And then you know, she showed me to the room, and that was when my jaw dropped, because it wasn't exactly as advertised. So literally it's like just one room space. It's not even that big. I don't even know if it's up to 30 centimeters, and she just kind of like, so there's a bed, there isn't even AC, so there's a bed and then there's a fan, and the bed is right close to the door. So literally, if someone is sitting on the bed, yeah, and you want to shut the door or open the door, you have to ask the person to kind of like, are you sitting on the bed? You gotta move, I want to open the door. And then there was a little slab she created. I just put like an electric stove. It's actually like, you know, those stoves that are movable with the oven inside, like the stove oven, I don't know what they are called. So it had 2 burners and like a mini oven, and that was there. And guess what, when you're literally cooking, you can see, so the bathroom is right here on the side. There isn't even a sink to wash the dishes or anything in the supposed kitchen. So the sink is right where the bathroom is. So you brush your mouth where you literally have to wash your dishes. And then you also can see the person shitting. So the toilet and the bathroom are just like side by side, and then the kitchen, and there is no door, there is no curtain, there are no dividers. So you can literally be if you're 2 and the other person is taking a shit, you are cooking. Guess what? Like, I don't know what kind of dish you'll be serving that day. It's gonna be a shit meal or a meal shit, I don't know. But like literally that's the case. So imagine you're traveling and you have diarrhea and also your partner is cooking. You're not gonna enjoy it. It's disgusting. And you know, they give you a little bin and say, oh yeah, you can just throw stuff there. And I was highly disappointed because I spoke to her right before I booked, and I told her, I said, I'm looking for a place for a longer stay, and I would really appreciate it if the place is, you know, where I could easily cook and whatever. And the worst part of the story is that her son, he kept coming to the door and sitting down and looking and trying to see what's going on in the room. And I'm like, yo, don't you think you should go back home? So if Airbnb did their homework well and they sent someone to go and look at this place properly, then the person will be able to say, oh, this is a place that if you're really looking to stay longer or to cook, these are the advantages and disadvantages. And you know, I told her I was going to stay longer, but I changed my mind. She was kind of upset about it, but I could care less about the situation. So another trick you need to know is when you go to a place, right? You book an Airbnb and you visit, or you're going to be staying there, whatever you want to call it. Please take this from me. You have to take photos of every single thing, the condition of the space. I mean, like down to the sockets on the wall, down to the hot stove, down to the bathtub, the shower, everything. And you know why I say that? Because if you do not wait for the moment you try to leave, or when you're gone, you're going to hear your host calling you or reporting you to Airbnb and saying, oh, you broke this, you broke that, and you're going to be in trouble. So, you know, you have to take this into consideration. So I stayed in another place, and this Airbnb place I booked, right? It looked very clean, lovely, and all of that. And then when I got there, I was turned. The towels were not clean at all. It looked as if someone just went in there for a quickie and it had like cum all over it. The bed, well, they laid it nicely and the bed sheets look kind of clean, but the towels looked like it had cum on it. They had like leftover tissue paper. There was no attention paid to the room at all, and I was like, no, I cannot stay here. And I asked her, I was like, I need a refund. The door wasn't even closing properly, and then this lady, oh, they even left a half-used or would I say an almost done used bar soap. And I'm like, then how did you clean the place? So I told the lady, I'm not gonna stay there, and I'm not going to destroy your reputation and give you a horrible review. So this is what is going on in this space. I sent her a text message and I said, I cannot stay there. And you know what? This woman goes back after I left. This woman goes on Air BnB and she states that, oh, I left the place in such a hurry. I refused to stay. I'm being this, I'm being that because I wanted a refund. And I'm like, no, ma'am. Why are we here having this conversation? Madam, you have used up toilet paper in the bathroom. You had used bath soap in the bathroom, and I don't even use soaps from hotels or bookings. I have mine, but it's very disgusting to see that. And you had like cum stains on the towels you left for me. So what exactly did you expect me to do, to stay? What else could have been in that room? Like, it felt like someone just had a quickie and they told that person to get the hell out and had me stay there. And the worst part of the story is that the compound, it was like located in a place that has like a bar. So there were different cars driving in and out, you know, screeching, girls screaming on like at the top of their lungs, guys just laughing out loud. It was very noisy, and I came from a long trip and all I wanted to do was just to lay down and sleep. So you see the situation. It's really horrible. Not to even talk of places that advertise that they have a mosquito net, or they have these, or they want to give you so I don't know how they do these things. I mean, Airbnb needs to take this into consideration. You need to hire people. You not only will you be creating job opportunities for people, you'll also be making sure that nobody is getting ripped off. I mean, I did a booking in Havana, Cuba, and I did another booking in North Cyprus, right? So now you won't believe what happened when the flights going to Havana was delayed, or rather cancelled, for the time that the trip was supposed to be made. I called the host and I said, look, this is the situation. The flight was cancelled. I won't be able to make this trip at the stipulated time that I intended to. Can you please just rearrange the dates for me, or at least, you know, refund the money, like most of the money though? And you know what she said? Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. And I'm like, but why though? And she's like, well, I don't care. And then the lady in North Cyprus as well, I had a delay on my flight and I couldn't make it because like they had people overbooked and there were no spaces on the flights. And she was like, well, I'm not going to refund you the money. Oh no, that wasn't the case with the North Cyprus woman. That was with the Havana woman. The North Cyprus woman was that I realized that the booking was way far from where I was supposed to stay, because I was going for you know, some medical related situation, and I told her, I was like, you're way off from where I thought that you were going to be, and I would please like you to make a refund so I can get somewhere closer. And she was like, I don't care, and I'm not gonna make a refund. I reported her to Airbnb, and guess what? They didn't even help me. They just told me, well, you know, we can't really control what the host want to do. Then why the hell did you create the app though? I thought the app was to help the customers, the travelers, and to also help the host. So why is it that it looks like the app favors the host more than it does the travelers? Because like people are spending a lot of money to pay for these places, and then you happen not to host someone. I can understand if you say you want to hold on to a little bit because it made you miss a client that was going to, you know, that could have maybe a prospective client. But I don't understand why you feel like it's okay for you to just take someone else's money, over 100 USD, 200 USD, and just pocket it and just be like, you do not care. I mean, it's wrong. So I really feel that this is something that Airbnb should look into. If not, then I'm going to advise you you guys all out there, it doesn't mean whether you're traveling internationally or not, you need to pay attention to details. Before you book a place, text the host, ask them questions, and if they lie about these places, when you get there, take photos before you even drop your luggage and settle in and feel all comfortable. Take photos of the place. Make sure that the condition of things are exactly as they said, as you met, exactly how you met them before you started staying. Because you don't want to hear stories. I've stayed somewhere else too in Accra, and guess what? Like, after I left, I was surprised to hear that, oh, a socket was broken. I was like, I didn't break that. Come on, I'm not a child. I'm not going to take a hammer and just, boom, start hitting a plug. What is that? You know? And then they say, oh, and there's a crack on the stove. When I got there, the socket was already, like, destroyed. I couldn't even use that socket. I had to buy a plug from outside and use a different socket. I didn't want to complain because I had a lot to do, and I didn't want to seem like, oh, okay, well, instead of me driving around looking for a place to stay, I'd rather just make do with what I had. And I thought they knew about it, but they were just not ready to, fix it yet. And I didn't complain because I didn't want to be like a bitch. But these people, started complaining this, that. So make sure you take photos. Make sure that when you take these photos on the day that you arrive, because there's nothing like photographs on the phone. They keep the dates and the time, and you keep that in your records. And so that if they say tomorrow that you ruined something and they want you to pay, you can bring them out. Because some of this host is an opportunity for them to rip you off and make money. So they give you a broken television, and if like me, I do not watch TV. So if you come and accuse me of breaking your television, you're backing up the wrong tree. Because no. So you need to look out for these things. It's not just meeting a host they are usually nice when you're about to book, but when you book and you go there, you'll be shocked at how they are. You would even meet hosts that are xenophobic. Oh, you're from this country. Oh, wow, well, and then they give you an attitude. No ways. Airbnb should do something about this. If they won't, then I think that people should start looking at other options. Like you have the option of going to a hotel, and they don't, oh good. Another thing before I forget, the host, they also want you to clean the place before you leave. So you're paying for cleaning fees. But then when it's time for you to leave, they want you to have the place all cleaned up just the way you came and you met it. So why the hell am I paying you for cleaning services? And some of them even tell you they will give you cleaners during your stay. And guess what? None of that happens. They don't come to clean for you. They just take your money from your bank account through the app and just lie to Airbnb that they are going to have your room cleaned every day, and none of that happens. So it's really crazy. It's beginning to seem like it's more comfortable and easier to stay in a hotel nowadays than to actually like get an Airbnb, because you can even find hotels that are very nice and comfy and cute, and they do more for you at even cheaper than what an Airbnb will do, because hosts are getting greedy. So they are making a little bit of money, and now everybody wants to go overboard. Everybody wants to charge 50 USD for a fucking small space with not a lot to work with. And even if you have a lot to work with, Jesus, this is your space. You're trying to make money, and you're trying to meet people and get opportunities. Why the hell is it that if you're going to charge me $50 US to stay in a place, or $100 US or $200 US to stay in a place, and you won't clean for me, and you're going to have rules in place? Do not touch this, do not do this, do not that. I'd rather go stay in a hotel where I know I have my freedom and I could do whatever I want, and I'll still get the services that I paid for. So yeah, I hope I was able to help you with this. If you haven't used Airbnb before, I hope this helps you. And if anyone knows a way that Airbnb will get to see these videos, maybe to help them to think of ways to handle the situation with hostings, that would be amazing. But then that's just what I have to say for now. If you've had any horrible experiences, I'll be happy to hear your story. You can share it on the comment section below. Tell me how you feel, tell me what you think. And you know, don't always think that all Airbnbs you see online are great, because they always like to advertise in most beautiful locations where they have rich people or people who are influencers that advertise for them, and they give them all the services they promise. And then when you as a normal person go to stay in that place, then they start to chip out on you. So yeah, you gotta be careful. Well, thank you for sticking with me through this video and watching me enjoying my pineapple juice. I would say to you that I'm always excited to share with you my experiences. And please, honeys, do not forget to subscribe, share my videos, like, comment. Extremely important. If you want to support me, this would be the best way to do so. Well, until next time, bye guys.